Good evening, everyone. This is Coach Drew from Elite Performance, and welcome to Talk with Drew, Episode 9. Tonight, we're tackling a topic that's close to my heart. What is it about? It's how to enjoy the holidays without the guilt. So, my question to you is: are your holidays mostly cheers, celebration, and joy for you? Or do you, like many, feel pressure to perform a certain way and feel guilty if you don't? You see, over the years, I ditched a few more customs along with the guilt that tended to come with not following what was expected of me. I did, however, keep a few traditions that I love, and now I'm able to use the holidays as a time to reconnect with my loved ones and recharge myself. And along the process, I lost the stress of the pressure to perform, and I gained peace of mind and a renewed passion for the holidays. So, in saying that, let's move on to the core topic today. All right. I'm going to start off by asking you the very first question. What do you want your holidays to look and feel like? Okay. So, before you can get what you want, you need to know exactly what it is, or at least have a good idea of it. So, ask yourself, if I could create the holidays just the way I'd like them to be, what would that look like? So take a few minutes to close your eyes and envision your ideal holiday season. Like really lean into it and use all your senses. What does it feel like? What emotions come up? What's important to you? Once you have a good vision of it, write out a description or draw a picture of it. It's easier that way. Okay? Which then leads us to our second question. Why is it important for you to change the way your holidays are done? You see, getting to your why helps give the changes you're making more meaning and align your values with your behavior. If you start feeling pressure to perform, remembering your why helps you realign and stay on track with your vision. So, when it comes to this, you want to ask yourself, why do I want to make these changes to my holidays? Then go deeper, deeper to your initial why. Now ask yourself, why is this important to me? Basically, continue to ask yourself this question until you get to the deeper root of your why. For example, right? I'm going to give you an example right here. So, let's say, all right, let's say you no longer want to host the annual Christmas party at your house. All right, let's use that example. So, here are the questions you might ask to get to the real reason behind what you're feeling. Okay, you want to start off by asking yourself, why do you no longer want to host the party? Probably somewhere deep inside of you might say that because it's costing me time, money, and it stresses me out. Okay, then follow up by asking yourself, why does that matter? You might tell yourself, there are so many extra expenses in terms of time and money during the holidays. Hosting the party makes it difficult for for me to pay my bills and possibly planning my business strategies for the following year, which eventually adds up to the stress. Then you continue to ask yourself this: why is that important to you? Then you can ask yourself, the holidays are already stressful enough. I want to show up for my family in a good mood and spread the holiday cheers instead of being Grinch, right? So once you have the answer, you then proceed to ask yourself again. This is when you start to dig in deeper, right? Continue to ask yourself the same question. Why is that important to you, right? And this is where you might be able to dig in a little bit deeper. All right, you might come up with things like, let's say, I grew up in a family where holidays were nothing but stressful. That's what I remember. The bickering and being dragged from one party to the next. I want my family to have a happy holiday memories. Okay. Then you ask yourself again, you dig deeper, right? Why is that important to you? Then you might tell yourself, like, I know I can control what my kids or my family wants to choose as adults, but while my kids are still kids, I want to encourage certain values. Have a more peaceful, meaningful holiday season where we reconnect and recharge. That is basically an important part of the legacy I want to pass down to them. Right? So you see how this why went deeper, right? The reason began about money and time, and eventually it ended up really being about leaving behind a legacy, right? So remember, you want to continue to dig in deeper to your why, right? Always ask this question: why is this important to me? Continue to dig in deeper, and you eventually find the answers to what you're feeling, to your why, all right? And in saying that, let's move on to the next one. Okay. So, what about the holidays stresses me out the most? See, another change tool is to ask yourself, basically, is to try to ask yourself, what exactly stresses me out about during the holidays? Basically, this can help you to pinpoint the real stresses. You then have the choice to change your perspective of the stresses, change your reaction to it, or take action to change it. For example, let's see, maybe trying to get your annual holiday cards ready to send out is stressful. And this is where you want to ask yourself, like, is it imperative that you send them this year? Would sending them digitally be easy? What if you waited and send them at New Year's or for Valentine's Day as something different? You see, there are always options, right? Remember, you basically want to change your perspective when it comes to your stresses. Either change your reaction to it or take action to change it. Remember, there are always options. Okay. This is where it will lead us to the last one. You know, am I making self-care a priority? Right. You see, the added busyness during this time of the year leads many of us to toss our self-care aside, right? But there's if there's ever a time to engage in self-care, it's basically now. Connecting your self-care to your why helps align it with your values and priorities. This can inspire you on those days when you feel anything but motivated. All right. It's a very short one, right? So in closing, I want you to envision a holiday where you're rejuvenated and your relationships with your friends, your families are strengthened. Right? You see, that's not just a dream, it's a goal. And it's very much achievable with the right mindset. So, until next time, stay elite in performance and in life. Coach Drew signing off. Wait. There's another thing, all right? I want you to remember this. By transforming how you approach the holidays, you're not just creating a season of joy. You're investing in a future of sustained success and genuine happiness. And that's the elite performance way: lead, live, and prosper.